I've always said that I will never dye my gray hair because I wear it like a badge of honor. Because a lot of people that I grew up with and went to school with, they didn't make it this far. I'm 65 years old, and I grew up in what I would call the 1/8 of a man situation. And in that book, I basically describe how, in today's time, African American families are worth less than 1/8 of the net worth on the median of a white family on the median in the United States. And that was from the Federal Reserve survey. But the reason I mention this gray hair is things have changed a lot from when I was growing up. Um, I used to visit with my older relatives and listen to what they went through, and sometimes they told me some things to avoid. And for the most part, I did take their advice. But this is a new world. I recall a few years ago, I was coming out of a convenience store, and a young black man was walking through the door. He didn't open the door and said, "After you, sir." He pushed past me and said, "What's up, school?" Now I had to decipher this. I figured out he meant, "What's up, old school?" There was no respect, no reverence, no anything for an elder. And I would never say that when I was coming up. Matter of fact, when I was coming up, if a person was out with their child and that child got out of their sight and started misbehaving, and another adult saw them, told a stranger, and corrected them, guess what the mother or father would say? "Thank you. You do that now, you're in for a fight with the parents over chastising their unruly child." So I want to say to all the young folks out there, particularly the young black folks, if you see someone with this and they offer you advice, which I don't anymore because you can't say anything to these people out there. You can't say pull your pants up or stop doing this or that. You're in for a fight, or you may actually get shot because everybody's packing. But, and I recall a time where I ran into a young man that I knew him, knew his family, and he decided he was going to dip his toe into the drug gang. And he was waving around a pistol, said he knew this and he knew how to avoid that and all that. And I said, "Man, that could be a short life." And he said, "Oh, I'm not going to get tripped up. I'm smarter than these other guys." Within a month, I got a phone call saying that he was dead. Some of the people he was dealing with in that business took him out. So if you see someone like this and they are where you want to go in life at their age, and that's where you want to be when you get that age, and they tell you some things, are you going to listen? Because some people don't believe anything unless they experience it themselves. So I would ask you a question. Someone that looks like this with these wisdom indicators, if they're where you want to be, maybe you should listen and find out how they got there and pitfalls to avoid. If they're where you don't want to be, you definitely should listen and find out and don't do what they did. But if you want to experience everything for yourself, well, let me ask you one question. If you're standing with someone and a bus or a truck is coming down the street, they say, "Don't step out in front of that bus or that truck, you'll get killed." Are you going to step out to find out for yourself, or are you going to stay on the curb? So if you're going to stay on the curb for that, then maybe you should listen and find out what buses and trucks to avoid in other areas of your life.